This is our world map in 2024. We will be starting with the Russian-Ukrainian War. Recently, Russia has been gaining some ground on the Eastern Front, and Ukraine has started the Kursk offensive. By October 2024, the Ukrainians gained more land around Kursk. But the Russians continued to go on the offensive in eastern Ukraine, capturing many more towns and villages. It's now February 2025. It's been 3 years since the war started, and Belarus has officially joined the war. They go on the offensive, bombing several highways, railways, villages, and towns. In Switzerland, representatives from the West Bank, Gaza Strip, Israel, the United States, Iran, and Egypt meet to discuss how they're going to end the Gaza war. They decide on a split of Gaza. Egypt would take the southern half, and Israel would take the northern half. Zelensky, after seeing the heavy gains of Russian troops in the east, decides to put his all into the Kursk offensive. He takes tons of land near the Ukraine-Russia border, as well as pushing into Belarus. But this decision will lead to the end of Ukraine. Russia almost assassinates Zelensky, and Zelensky decides to retreat to Poland. At this point, the Western powers decide to launch a full-scale operation to stabilize Ukraine. The Western forces take a good chunk of western Ukraine as well as the major city of Odessa. The Russian forces also push back against the Kursk offensive as the Western forces reach Kyiv. The Ukrainian war is finally over. In the peace treaty, a new Western Ukrainian government is set up, and the Russians annex a ton of land in eastern Ukraine, and a Russian puppet state is set up around central eastern Ukraine area. I'm going to add some alliances to the map. On September 16th, 2025, Artemis 2 launches from Cape Canaveral, Florida. It will take a crew of 4 astronauts the furthest away we've been from Earth since the 1970s. Due to China's rapid growing influence in the Pacific region, India, Vietnam, South Korea, Japan, the Philippines, Australia, New Zealand, and United States form the Pacific Defensive Organization to combat China's growing influence. After several years of delay, the East African Federation is formed between Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and Tanzania. The DRC and South Sudan were not able to join as they are causing too many problems in the unification process. In September 2026, Artemis 3 launches from Cape Canaveral, carrying the first crew of humans to visit the lunar surface since 1972. China joins the CSTO alliance and lands their own crew of humans on the moon. Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, and Iran join the CSTO alliance as NATO starts putting more warships in the Persian Gulf. After that, several countries join NATO, including Azerbaijan, Morocco, and Israel. India and the European Union established their own bases on the moon in May 2030, respectively named European Luna and Indian Luna. NATO and the Pacific Defense Organization started meeting and decide to merge into one mega alliance. Tensions between NATO and CSTO rise as Western Ukraine joins the WDO and Eastern Ukraine joins the CSTO. A lot more countries are deciding to take sides. On the moon, the first trade network is created between Artemis Base, European Luna, and Indian Luna. In Africa, South Sudan finally joins the East African Federation. After South Sudan joins the East African Federation, Somalia falls apart into a civil war. The different groups start fighting, and the EAF supporters get close to Mogadishu, and the Somaliland forces destroy part of the CSTO supported forces. Eventually, the CSTO supporters and the rebels collapse, and Somaliland and the EAF supporters take over the country. Japan makes their colony on the moon and names it Rula Base. It's actually Japanese. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of the Alternative Future of the Earth in Space, version 2. Next episode, Mars and some near-Earth asteroids might be in the question, and some more countries might land on Luna. And we might see a major war, but not World War III level, take place. Because I don't want a World War III level like I did last time. Because I made it really unrealistic, and it's kind of hard for me to make it realistic if I do a Third World War, because I don't want destruction. But I'm going to make it seem like World War III is going to happen, but I'm really not. So, the people that stick around to the end, you'll know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!